What's up, everybody? This is, I'm crashing out. We're gonna crash out together. Beer stream, crash out. Impromptu, crash out, beer stream. Cheers. Cheers to you. Cheers to what once was and is now dying. Etiquette, people knowing how to communicate with each other. People knowing how to act. Just crashing out, man. I kind of think I'm in the wrong business here as tending bar. And I knew this was never going to be a long-term arrangement, but kind of coming up on the fact that I don't really like people. I hate drunk people. And I don't really want to be around people. They bother me. So, shucks, you know. Little casual. It's a little summer vibes. Summer vibes, you know, a little summer hatred vibes. Been really being a hater lately. Been really hating a lot. And from kind of trends and human nature and evil and these sort of things. I mean, I'm not always successful, but I think one of the things I'm better at as a Christian than a lot of other things is not hating people, but man, have they been challenging me lately, bro. Frick. Let me change my settings in here real quick. Ben, my homie, is feeling me. He's texting me, saying he's gonna join. X is too toxic. Everybody's too toxic, man. But it's really, a lot of what it is just the death of etiquette. And that's what this is what I'm going to crash out about. You know, I like to read. And I read. And people are, like, amazing at communicating with each other. And they really had it to an art form in Europe in terms of, like, how to be polite, how to have etiquette, how to have grace in your communication. And, you know, I'm not great, you know, I'm not at this level, but I read this and I'm like, we have fallen so far. And I've had a couple experiences lately that's really been kind of hammering this home. I got in an argument yesterday. Yesterday, I went to a work party, which I rarely do. A bunch of young people drinking, you know. And it reminded me why I don't go to these things. Because I don't cover up the fact that I am, like, a Catholic extremist. By today's standards, anyway. And everybody ganged up on me. It was freaking ridiculous. And the main person who's doing this is, like, it's a friend of mine's girlfriend, who I'm friendly with. I consider her a friend. And she's, like, she's experienced major loss in her life. And she grew up Christian, and she has a parent who was very Christian and ended up just horrible health situation. And she also lost a friend who died young. And I get it. She's mad at God that she says she doesn't believe in. Everyone who doesn't believe in God, including my former self, totally believe in God, but you're mad at God. And you're mad because you're heartbroken. And it's totally understandable. But she was so out of pocket, man. I have not been talked to with such disrespect in I don't know how long. Like, particularly considering that we're talking about something that is, like, the most dear to my heart thing that there is. It's just my faith. And You know, and by contrast, I'm reading The Count of Monte Cristo right now, which is where this image is from. And it just is. It's like tensions are running high or there's serious stuff going on. And yet people are communicating in such delicate, graceful fashion. And I'm here at this campfire, and other people, like I said, are ganging up on me. Like, you know, liberals, which is almost everybody, think that, you know, that nothing is sacred and you can just jump in and belittle somebody for the religion if their religion is Catholic. And, you know, not to play the victim here, I'm just telling you the story. So everybody's jumping in and they're like, you know, molest the priests. And it's like, shut the fuck up. I don't even know you. Like, get away from me. I don't know. I know you guys know what I mean, though. Let's like, I'll read a little Count of Monte Cristo just to show you what I'm going on. My buddy, okay. And we're going to talk about Iran, too. Everybody's talking about Iran. Yeah, it's, you know, some serious stuff going on. Okay, so check this out. Let's compare this to, like, how people talk in America right now. I feel like it's, you know, most of the world. All right. Gentlemen, said the Count of Monte Cristo. This is my first beer, by the way. Just want you to know that. This is in no way my 10th beer. Gentlemen, said the Count of Monte Cristo as he entered, I pray you excuse me for suffering my visit to be anticipated, but I feared to disturb you by presenting myself earlier at your apartments. Besides, you sent me word that you would come to me, and I have held myself at your disposal. Franz and I thank you 1,000 times, Count, returned Albert. You extricate us from a great dilemma, and we were on the point of inventing a very fantastic vehicle when your friendly invitation reached us. Indeed, returned the Count, motioning the two young men to sit down. It was the fault of that blockhead Pastrini that I did not sooner assist you in your distress. He did not mention a syllable of your embarrassment to me when he knows that, alone and isolated as I am, I seek every opportunity of making the acquaintance of my neighbors. As soon as I learned I could in any way assist you, I most eagerly seized the opportunity of offering my services. The two young men bowed. Franz had... Yeah, okay. So, this is how... And, like, I get it's a novel, but... You know, this couldn't be, like, way out of... from the ordinary. And people just... And now it's like... The Catholic Church molesters. Like... I don't even know. I don't even know if I have content. I'm just, basically... I feel like I need you guys. Or I need this outlet. I need this stream. I've just been pissed off lately. And maybe it's because I haven't been I haven't been doing this, which I do out of love, you know. It's just been all work and no play. Lately. So... Yeah, man. Another example lately... You know what, let's do this. Here, this kind of touches on what I'm talking about here. This Greg Giraldo, he was very funny. He died sort of in his prime. This is like, well, I'll just let it speak for itself.
Let's face it, our reading and writing skills.
Hold up.
let's face it, our reading and writing skills in our country, every day there's a story in the paper about how shitty our schools are. They just keep getting worse all the time. I read a book that was filled with letters that soldiers during the Civil War had written to their girlfriends back home. These guys were kids. They were 14, 15-year-old kids. Most of these guys had never even been to school, but every single letter in the book was incredible. Every single letter was like, "My dearest Hannah, this morn finds me racked by the fiery pangs of your absence. I'll bear your cherished memory with me as I battle the forces of tyranny and oppression." Now think about what the typical letter from your average modern-day soldier to his girlfriend back home in, like, New Jersey's got to read like. "Dear Marie, it is hot as fuck out here. It is hard to fight these sand monkeys with your balls stuck to your legs. It is very, very hot out here because I am in the desert.
You know what I'm saying?
What else did I want to ask you? Oh, yeah, don't fuck nobody. Like it back.
Yeah. Maybe we can do like a sound example, because just if anybody who reads, like, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Like, he's about the best butcher. Inner dialogues. Yeah, like this.
Miss Elizabeth, I have struggled in vain and I can bear it no longer. These past months have been a torment. I came to Rosings with the single object of seeing you. I had to see you. I have fought against my better judgment, my family's expectation, the inferiority of your birth, my rank and circumstance, all these things, and I'm willing to put them aside and ask you to end my agony.
I don't understand.
I love you. Most ardently.
Most ardently.
Please do me the honor of accepting my hand.
Sir, I appreciate the struggle you have been through, and I am very sorry to have caused you pain. Believe me, it was unconsciously done.
Is this your reply?
Yes, sir.
Are you laughing at me?
No.
Are you rejecting me?
I'm sure that the feelings which, as you've told me, have hindered your regard will help you in overcoming it.
Might I ask why, with so little endeavour at civility, I am thus repulsed?
And I might as well inquire why, with so evident a design of insulting me, you chose to tell me that you like me against your better judgment.
No, believe me, I didn't mean...
If I was uncivil, then that is some excuse, but I have other reasons. You know I have.
What reasons?
Do you think that anything might tempt me to accept a man who has ruined, perhaps forever, the happiness of a most beloved sister? You deny it, Mr. Darcy. That you separated a young couple who loved each other, exposing your friend to the centre of the world for caprice, and my sister to its derision for disappointed hopes, and involving them both in misery of the acutest kind.
I do not deny it.
Okay, so we're not going to watch the whole 4 minutes, but people aren't even capable of talking like this anymore. Like, no one can do it, and even if you could do it, there's nobody that you can talk to. You'll just be met with dumbfounded faces. And yeah, we're all just retarded. And like, this is, I don't mean this to just be like a complainy, like, yeah, you know, it's all going to shit. Like, it will take, if we ever can get anything like this back, it's going to take 100 years. And we're not even close to beginning to reverse the trend. It's still getting worse. And the problem is not like, well, this sounds nicer. It's like, nobody knows how the heck to act anymore. Like, the Europeans developed this to an art form where, like, a very sophisticated, like, what sort of thing is this that I'm trying to communicate? Is it delicate? If so, in what way is it delicate? Okay, if it's delicate in this way, what would what would be a way that would be inoffensive and beautiful, or sort of sophisticated to express this in company. And this was all second nature to people, and it's like all gone, and nobody knows how to act anymore. And like, it's not replaced with like a crude version of it, hardly. It's basically just gone. Like, that's why everything is awkward all the time. Everybody's awkward. No one knows how to handle any situation ever. It's because it's not just because we're retarded. It's like because this is an art form, a way that people express themselves, and they don't know how to do it anymore. And you could just do whatever. Just anything goes now. So my friend, my friend's girlfriend, she has emotions about God because she's mad at God because her heart is broken because of things that happened in her life. And there's no thought about like what would be the appropriate way in good company to express these thoughts and to like ask a person who's Catholic about their view. She basically pretends to be interested in my view and then like attacks me with it and then starts yelling at me. And like, it's okay. Like, people used to lose their temper and stuff back then. You're right, friendly. It's not. It's not. Maybe we could, get to something different that would approach this level of beauty. But that was this was a thing of an era, and it's an absolute tragedy. And some of it absolutely is diversity and stuff like that. But it also, it's also just like our own sort of societal degradation. It's there's a lot of factors that go into like what makes this happen, and that's what makes it so hard to change the course on it, to reverse this. Is it's like impossible. There's too many. It's the same thing of like I was just listening to. I was listening to Wurzelroot. I was listening to a random stream of his from like a year ago, and they were talking about how, and Nick was talking about how like our society is not conducive to produce great geniuses or great men anymore. There's like there's no one or two or three or four or five problems that lead to that. It's like the texture of society itself. And this is something that is lost also. And like, so like, so I bartend, so I see stuff a lot. And like, okay, like when I was young and going to bars, so like, 15 years ago, it was known that like it's bad bar etiquette was understood. Like, okay, you don't bring up religion or politics at a bar. Why? Well, because not everybody agrees on it and people feel passionately about it. And you can't just start going off about something that you feel passionately about and then other people have to sit there and listen to your opinion that they might disagree with, and then they're in a position to either like start an argument with you, which they did not sign up for, or sit and let you have your day and talk smack about something that they're passionate about and disagree with. So you don't freaking do it. And people just do it now. And they talk on the phone at the bar, and they're on their phone at the bar, and it just drives me crazy. Technology plays a huge role in this. Social media has really done a number on women. Yeah, on all of us. Yeah, it definitely has had to do it. Nobody knows how to act anymore. And that was part of my feeling of like these people ganging up on me about being a Catholic. It's like, nigga, I am not on Reddit right now. Like, I'm an actual human being that's sitting in front of you, and this is my religion. And like, I didn't even bring any of this up. Like, I was being interrogated. I'm pretty furious about it. But also, it makes me know that I'm on the right track. Like, the fact that all of these libtard, drunk idiots get triggered by Catholicism just lends, and particularly, like, the woman who I empathize with And I used to be like this. I used to be mad at God because of my own broken heart. But the fact that she is mad at God and then mad at Catholicism together, it's like this is not a coincidence. It's like nothing triggers these people like Catholicism in particular. Because if you just love Jesus, it's just a relationship, or you just like the teachings or whatever, they're fine with that. But when I'm like, yeah, yes, my religion is correct and other people's are wrong. Well, how could you say that? Well, because I live by it and I would hope that I would die for it. Because I think it's true. Like, people can't even comprehend. People can't even comprehend that, like, people would believe anything, basically. Nobody believes in anything. Nobody believes in anything. They believe in so nothing that they get stoned and watch 3 episodes of Rick and Morty, and that becomes their philosophy. Man, are we toast. We are freaking cooked, man. Like, stuff like this breaks my heart, man.
Because I believe your sister is indifferent.
Indifferent?
I watched them most carefully and realized his attachment
This is like just, autistic chud incel, who doesn't, this is the guy who doesn't know how to talk to women. And she's like, just, she's the lowborn chick that he felt like he was above. And this is how eloquent this
That's because she's shy.
Bingley, too, is modest and was persuaded she didn't feel strongly
Because
for it.
you suggested it.
I did it for his own good.
My sister hardly shows her true feelings to me. I suppose you suspect that his fortune had
I
some...
know it's a movie, but like that bit, the Civil War letters, they were like this. So I don't know. I've been really seeing the worst in people lately. I kind of hate us right now. And I said at the beginning, part of being a Christian is you do need to like separate people's behavior and sin and stuff, human fallen nature, from the people. And yeah, I'm trying, man. But like, man, do we suck, dude. The way people treat each other. Like, okay, back then, they did it eloquently at least, but they still, everybody, people just treat each other like total dog shit all the time. Like, no boundaries. People talk about other people's business. They demand things from each other that they have no business demanding. I do think it was better at this time because it was, like, gauche to be like that. You know what I mean? Like, people would be terrible to each other in ways, too, but they at least had to sort of be, like, a little smart about it, a little tactful about it or something. Here's another thing at the bar. I have lots of tattoos. I did not get tattoos to have a freaking conversation with everybody that I meet about my tattoos. In fact, part of why I got tattoos was so fucking idiots like this would leave me the hell alone. Only problem is, after I got all my tattoos became super popular. And for boomers to, like, show young people that they're one of the cool ones, they like to convey to me that they're cool about tattoos and they're interested in my tattoos. Leave me the hell alone. Leave me alone. Oh my God. They need to know what they say. Then they want to know what does it mean. Bro, like, I'm at work. It's crazy. Like, it's my own fault for getting them. I get that. And, like, you put words on your body, people want to know what it says and stuff. But, like, literally, people did not used to do this. People did not. This guy, man, Mr. Talkative at the bar the other day. And I kind of like him. He's got good energy. He's having fun. He, worked his ass off his whole life. He's getting ready to retire. He's probably on his last vacation before he retires. And he's having a ball. He's at the, resort that he's been going to for 75 years or whatever, this boomer. And thanks, dude. And he comes out and he's making conversation with freaking everybody. Oh, what are you guys? What about you guys over there? How are you guys doing? And I kind of like it because people are too isolated, and it is good to talk to people at the bar. It's part of what it's for. And he was being assertive about it, which I do actually appreciate too. But he's asking me about my tattoos. And I do this thing where like I won't tell you at first. I'm like, I'll tell you later. I'm like, I'm like, if you tip me fat, like maybe you'll find out. I try to keep an air of mystique around myself, just because like, your wish is not my command. Like I'm here to serve drinks. Ask me for, ask me for a drink. Don't ask me about my tattoos, man. Oh, what kind of haircut is that? Where'd you get those socks? Are those are those champion socks? Where'd you get them? Did you get a good bargain? Bro, order a drink. Get away from me. Leave me alone. I am in the wrong business, dude. I don't even like people. This is how I started Friendly. It was like, I can't stand people. I hate drunk people. Why am I a bartender, dude? Why did I do this to myself? My dad pointed out to me when I was a kid. I don't know. He said it in some passive aggressive way, but I could be like a sucker for punishment. Like I like punishment. I don't know what's wrong with me. But when I crash out, it can actually be my favorite experience. So, yeah. So anyway, this guy, asked me all these questions, and I'm like, I give him the whole, and then finally I'm like, here, if I can show you my tattoos. And then there's a girl comes by, waitress, and she's more tatted up than me. And he's like, oh, another one. Oh, hey, what kind of tattoos you got going on over here? Oh, what do they mean? Wow. Self-expression is so important. Just self-satisfied boomer. You're not cool, man. This fucking stupid attitude has destroyed the entire planet. And, I literally got tattoos so people will leave me alone. It's the freaking irony of this, man. Like, if I get a bunch of tattoos that look cool, and people will be like, I'm not gonna talk to that guy. If people are like bitches and are super stupid and annoying, then they'll see me and they'll be like, that guy likes pain or something. I'm gonna leave him the hell alone. Maybe he's like a sailor or something. Now everybody freaking has them, and they're permanent. I can't just take them off. This is terrible. What a terrible situation I'm in. What am I doing with my life? Oh my God. I wish I could, if I wasn't married, I might just become a monk. Just be like, go to church, like, what kind of monk does nobody ask any questions? What kind of monk do I have to be for people to leave me the hell alone? Because I'll be that one. I want the ones that make beer. Do people leave them alone? I just end I end up doing that, and I end up bartending at like a Trappist monastery to like fat boomers who like tattoos again. There's just no excuse at all. Do you like paint? How else do you like to express yourself? You young people are so interesting. Me, I'm not young, but I remember what it was like. That's so cool. What is that, a pine tree? Oh my God, dude. I'm furious. And I didn't even get into how much people swear like idiot, dude. And some of these young kids the wiggers are the worst. Man, there's 3 of them this year. I live in a 97% white area. 97. And my job hires like 10 black people and 4 wiggers just thrown in for fun. Just for, just to torture me. I'm pretty sure. They're like, Alex is angry and he's gonna crash out, and he's slightly racist. Let's just fill this place out. Let's just fill it with black people, and then even worse, white people who pretend they're black, especially instantly when they're around other black people. I do. You know what? I gotta be honest. I have a slight tendency to do that a little bit with like vocal inflections. Like it is slight, but I detect it. Like I don't know how detectable it is to other people, but like I detect it a little bit. It's because I grew up in Cleveland. Okay, I grew up in like a 80% black high school, like 75% black city. Yeah, dude. These white people are like, mm. And I hate myself when I do it a little bit. And I'm always ready. I'm from Cleveland, okay? I'm from Cleveland, okay? Grew up amongst them. All right? And they do sound kind of cool sometimes. You got to admit that. But the Wiggers do not sound cool, man. There's a kid who's a total. I hope they don't. I sure hope my job does not find the stream. I guess it would put me out of my misery. I'd have to move. They own my house. It's like super redhead kid. Oh, she. Like, bro, stop that. Your ancestors are crying. And this one young kid who's I hate him so much because he reminds me of me when I was like 16 and I was kind of a wigger and I was such a dumb stoner drunk kid. And he's like, he's just like sitting there all fucked up by the campfire and other people are talking and then someone says something that he could relate to, like, oh yeah, he was fucked up, man. And he was like, bro, he was fucked up or whatever. Like, what has happened to us? What has happened? How do we get here? Hold on. We need, as contrast, what do you call it? Like, this is what we fell from. I hope there aren't any spoilers. I've not had this part yet. Yeah, dude. Yeah, well, yeah. We used to be like this.
Ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately, my husband has been detained by business. And so, it is left up to me to
introduce you to the Count of Monte Cristo yet again. You see, I had the audacity to beg the Count to allow me to give the birthday toast to Albert. I was so insistent, and such is the graciousness of our host.
This is going to spoiler stuff for me, but bro, now we're like, nobody even knows how to do a toast. I bartend weddings. People do the toast. People talk for 9 minutes. They talk for 9 minutes. They talk about how like somebody passed away. They talk about like how somebody screwed around a lot in college or whatever. It's like nobody knows what's appropriate ever for any reason. And then they play. You know what would be appropriate? Let's see. Victorian wedding. This is how weddings used to be.
Even though more than a century has passed since the end of the
like this. And now it is like, and this is in a 97% white area with white people getting married. It is Little John talking about his balls. Like, bro. No wonder I was a libtard for so long. Like, it's so painful to really, like, accept what's happened. It really is devastating. It's a lot easier to just be like, no, man, shit, it's cool. It's cool, like, we got hip-hop and shit. And we create expression. We get tattoos, freedom, freaking jumbo-sized goldfish crackers. Like it's in a way it was a better life, except for it's not, because you're just desperate. That's why they all drink all the time. Like everybody's plan. That's millennials, at least. Millennials' game plan was to just drink forever. That's literally what it was. You know, people get mad at me because I'm religious or my politics, and like, look, I'm not that. I can only be so good of a boy. Okay, like, but I do have these wholesome things in my life, you know, marriage. And then, you know, people disagree with me on politics and they're like mad at me, and it's like, you get drunk every night. I gotta be successful in this game. Or, I don't know what, dude. Alright, let's talk about, that was fun. Glad you were here for this, Friendly. Thanks for popping in, man. Let's talk about Iran. And I got a couple other things. Oh, this person, this was triggering me in that I was trying to find him talking. This is what got me thinking about hate. Like, I'm going to do a stream talking about hating people, about hatred. Like, I tried to find a clip of him talking. This guy's freaking voice. I don't even know who he is. I guess he's like a libtard Zoomer or something. Is this him? I don't know if that's him or... But he's like, another reason that you can think that you know that Candace Owens is a scum-sucking piece of shit is like, blah, blah. It's like, bro, are you a serious person? Who talks like this? People just call anyone whatever. This guy's arguments are disgusting as his fucking face. Motherfucker's hairlines receding faster than the economy. Like, okay, dude. Somebody... I was about to Fed post. What are you blabbing about, Friendly? Dude steals content from everyone. Oh, that's someone else. No, wait. Yeah, Benny Hill or whatever. Benny Johnson, definitely. I don't like him. I'm just saying, like, disgusting as his fucking face. This is politics? You know? It's even worse because, like, most people can't tell. And I just feel like alone in the universe, dude. One thing I was going to say, and I'm blessed to not be as alone as, you know, most people in the world. Being married, one of my favorite things about my wife is she reads this type of stuff and she loves this stuff too, and she actually thinks a lot about etiquette, and she actually lives her life like with good etiquette, and it's so rare. And it's like, you know, she's, you know, by no means perfect at it, and in some ways, like, you know, she relaxes more around me because we're, you know, share a house and bedroom and everything. But, like, she really... And she's taught me, because I was just an animal. I was just, like, a half-Jewish animal when I was younger. Just no etiquette whatsoever. And her example really helped me be less hated. And less embarrassed of myself and embarrassing for others. But, like just little stuff like, she'll have something she wants to tell me that's maybe a little bit negative, or maybe even it's neutral about somebody. And we're at their house, but they're not there. So they can't hear her say it, but she'll be like, it's just bad etiquette to talk about someone in their own house. And she has all these little rules like that. Like, God bless her. We put her in charge of, you know, we need like a ministry of de-retardation, and to put my wife in charge of it. Okay, we'll do this at the end. That'll be a little palate cleanser after we talk about Iran. So, I have thoughts about Iran, and I'm based in Q-pilled on Iran, but it is still scary and concerning, I'm not gonna lie. So let's check this out. This is Nick 2 years ago predicting everything that's happening today, and you gotta give him credit for this.
Israel benefits from the attack by Hamas because now they get to solve the Gaza question finally. Now they get to go in and kill them all and ethnically cleanse this region. In doing so, they know they're provoking and basically an unavoidable retaliation. There's an unavoidable reciprocal attack by these Iranian militias against Israel. And all that does is give Israel an excuse to do what they always wanted to do, which is to bomb Iran's centrifuges, which is their nuclear program. And if they do that, then Iran is in a war with Israel, and then they draw the United States into a war with Iran. And they get the crown jewel, what they always wanted, which is an end to the regime in Syria and an end to the regime in Iran. And that seems to be the big play that Israel is making. So consider the following. Israel had an intelligence failure. Oops. Number one surveillance superpower in the world, it's your neighbor. Oops, we didn't know that Hamas was going to spill out and kill all Netanyahu's political enemies in the south. The commie, all these labor Zionists down in the south of Israel. Oops, we didn't see it coming. Oh, we didn't know that Hamas was going to invade. Guess we have an excuse to go and kill them all. Guess a perfect political crisis fell into Netanyahu's lap right as he was about to get removed from power and thrown in jail. Now he's forming a unity government to go and destroy his sworn enemy for 100 years. And they get to go and level Gaza. And the United States backs them and Israel backs them because of the visceral atrocities that were committed by Hamas, which they failed to anticipate. So Israel is going to conduct a brutal campaign against Gaza, which they know that Iran has to respond to. They know that Iran and all the neighboring powers have to go and attack Israel for doing this because the people would revolt if they didn't. They bring the United States in to say, hey, we're going to put Iran in check. Iran won't attack Israel if the United States is in the neighborhood. Wrong. Iran almost has to. They're forced. And if Iran attacks Israel, if these militias attack Israel, then Israel can widen the conflict and attack Iran. America's brought in, and now Israel gets two for the price of one. This little attack by Hamas, this may be the tripwire that sets off the regional war that they have wanted for decades. It's going to draw America in, finally, to a war where they decapitate Iran and Syria. That seems to be the goal here.
Cheers. So he nails it. Totally nails every aspect of it. And I think there's other people who could have done this, but for political reasons, they didn't do it. Either they don't want to criticize Israel or they didn't want to criticize Trump. Why? What's the explanation that no one on the left predicted this that I know of? Because it seems like they should have been able to do this. But anyway, all right. So we're just gonna get into some more stuff. This was fun. Every night, I don't know. I go back and forth on Tucker's shtick. It's such a shtick, though. I've wanted to punch this guy in the face since 2007 or so. Whenever he came on the scene and I was a libtard, I freaking hated him. I remember him and some other idiot had some dumb show, and back then, because I was a libtard, Jon Stewart was my guy. And Jon Stewart, you used to be less, I don't know, I feel like he was less cringe when he was younger. He was a little edgier, he was a little more hip. And he hadn't he definitely was cooler, because when he was criticizing Bush Jr., he was right. You know what I mean? And then, but then he had to go on to be an apologist for Obama for 8 years, and then it was bro. But anyway, I should just find it. I remember seeing this, and I was like, I don't know who Tucker Carlson is, but I want to punch this guy. Tucker John, yeah, Crossfire. He kind of goes off. He kind of cooks them. Look at how annoying he and then just knowing he's like a CIA baby.
Welcome back to Crossfire. We're talking to John Stewart, who was just lecturing us on our moral inferiority. John, you're bumming us out. Tell us, what do you think of the Bill O'Reilly vibrator story?
No. I'm sorry? I don't. I'm here to confront you because we need help from the media, and they're hurting us. I made a special effort to come on the show today because I have mentioned this show as being bad. Mm-hmm. It's not so much that it's bad as it's hurting America. So I wanted to come here today and say...
Wait.
Here's just what I wanted to tell you guys.
Yeah.
Stop. Stop hurting America. I watch your show every day. And it kills me.
I can tell you love it.
It's so painful to watch. You're
very Jewish. It kills me. It's very painful. I watch it every day. My doctor tells me not to watch it every day because it gets my heart rate going. But
partisan.
You're hiding us.
What do you call it? Hacks.
Wait, John,
you have a responsibility to the public discourse.
Is this two different?
You failed
miserably.
I think you're a good comedian. I think your lectures are boring.
You're on CNN. The show that leads into me is puppets making crank phone calls. What is wrong with you? It's someone who watches your show and cannot take it anymore. I just can't.
You need to get a job at a journalism
miserably.
School, I think.
You need to go to one. Now, this is theater. I mean, it's obvious. How old are you?
35.
And you wear a bow tie.
Yeah, I do. I do.
So,
I hate
so
the show.
at all.
I do think you're more fun on your show. Just my opinion.
But
okay, Zach, John Stewart goes one-on-one with his fans.
You're as big a dick on your show as you are on any show.
Yeah. So that was my introduction to Tucker. Now here he is basically doing the same shtick. But I do like this, though. I don't know why he does it like this. I guess this is just how he is.
How many people live in Iran, by the way?
I don't know the population.
At all?
No, I don't know the population.
You don't know the population of the country you seek to topple?
How many people live in Iran?
92 million.
Okay. Yeah,
How could you not know that?
I don't sit around memorizing population tables.
Well, it's kind of relevant because you're calling for the overthrow of the government.
Why is it relevant whether it's,
because
it's 90 million or 80 million or 100 million? Why is that relevant?
Because if you don't know anything about the country...
I didn't say I don't know anything about
Okay, what's the ethnic mix of Iran?
They are Persians and predominantly Shia. Okay, this is cute.
It's not even... You don't know anything about Iran. So
okay, I am not the Tucker Carlson expert on Iran.
You're a senator who's calling for the overthrow of the government.
You're the one who
don't know anything about the country.
No, you don't know anything about the country. You're the one who claims they're not trying to murder Donald Trump. You're the
I'm
one
not saying that.
who can't figure out if it was a good idea to kill General Soleimani, and you said it was bad.
You don't believe they're trying to murder Trump.
Yes, I do.
Because you're not calling for military strikes against them in retaliation. And if you really believe that...
We're carrying out military strikes today.
You said Israel was.
Right, with our help. I said we. Israel is leading them, but we're supporting them.
Yeah, well, you're breaking news here because the U.S. government last night denied, the National Security Council spokesman Alex Pfeiffer denied on behalf of Trump that we were acting on Israel's behalf in any offensive capacity.
No, we're not bombing them. Israel's bombing them.
You just said we were.
We are supporting
this is
Israel.
High stakes. You're a senator. If you're saying the United States government is at war with Iran right now, people are listening.
Okay.
Yeah, that was pretty great. So yeah, I'll have some commentary at some point, but let's just consume. Let's just eat some of this up.
With their spies and Cyanim, their representatives in every capital, from Washington to Europe to Moscow. Russia's staying out of this one. They're not protecting Iran. This is something like a global empire, like a King Solomon. Every country's coming to pay tribute. They sit in the center of the world island, the crossroads between all the critical minerals, the world's industry in China.
Is the Messiah.
He could be. He could be fashioning himself as some kind of like a Messiah figure. And, you know, you mentioned this earlier. We're approaching the summer solstice. The operation started on June 13th, 613, which is a very important number in Judaism. It's the number of commandments in the Jewish Bible, 613 commandments in the Mishnah Torah, where they lay them all out. You almost wonder then, is the next step a play for the temple? once Iran is gone, with Hamas defeated, with the Palestinian question a domestic issue for Israel, does this pave the way for an annexation of the West Bank, Jerusalem, and the rebuilding of a third temple? I mean, for anybody that's a Christian, whether you're Catholic or Protestant, whatever sect of Christian you are, the idea that the temple could be rebuilt is a very ominous signal of the kind of biblical times that we're living in. You know, I mean, for the Jews to be back in the Holy Land, for them to be unstoppable like they are. Now this idea that temple worship might begin again, and it being part of this really long-term, like millennia-old plan, it really freaks me out. I got the same kind of sick feeling in my stomach that you said you did last week, the same kind of molecular level, like kind of undescribable feeling. This has like a biblical significance. And I said on my show, you could take that one of two ways. Either biblical, like apocalyptic, like terrifying, or biblical, like prophetic, like antichrist, like end times. I don't think we're outside of the bounds of what's being reasonable to say that, you know, even if that's not the case, they certainly believe it is.
And we've got all these Christian Zionists who, if you believe the Bible, which I do and read it, it says the fake Messiah comes and does this and rebuilds the temple. They're all saying this is great. They're going to worship, and Christian Zionists worship Israel, and whoever's in charge, they will then worship whoever the leader of Israel is, the Antichrist. As the Bible says, a great group of Christians will be deceived by a great delusion. And so we are, it looks like, seeing it fulfilled. And it's so bizarre. They will worship the first, the Antichrist. They will worship the false Messiah. And it's all set up. It's all there. But
yeah. Now, if you're a regular watcher of this show, you know that I believe that the Antichrist already happened. But I also believe that they want us to think that we're entering tribulation.
With their spies and Sionim, they're
as opposed to the end of the Satan's little season. Okay, so now we're going to get into some Q angle stuff. Let me see if this is the right order to show you guys. Because I predicted like last week that Q is, for people who didn't follow Q, it is going to look more ridiculous before it starts seeming plausible or obvious. Because we're the scary part. And at the scary part, nobody wants to be like, don't, guys... on 4chan, I read about, the Patriots are in control. But those of us that followed along with that for years, we have a very different perspective. So, yeah, let's just go through this order. And then, I'll tell you kind of what my working model is for what's going on here.
Go too far,
and then I'll probably get out of here after that.
With me, I had Iran in check. You know, we hit them very hard for something that they did, and they had to hit back. They feel they have to do that, and I understand that. Do you know they called me to tell me we're going to hit a certain location, but we're not going to hit it. It's going to be outside of the perimeters.
Who called you?
Iran called me. Iran called for me. And they let us know, and we had 16 missiles went off. I believe it was 16. 6 or 7 failed in the air.
When was this?
This was prior to the attack on a fort that we had where they hit back. Do you remember when they sent 18 missiles or 16 missiles? 5 failed. They let us know, don't move. We're going to have to hit you back. Psychologically, we have to do that because we hit them on something. You remember. They sent 16 or 18 missiles, and we knew they weren't going to hit inside the fort. And the media was going, and now I reveal it, the media was going wild because they say it's strange. They're very accurate missiles. How come they all missed? Nobody was killed, if you remember.
Yes,
with all of those missiles, nobody was killed. Now, they had to do it because they have people and they have to show strength. So they aimed the missiles, but they said, please don't attack us. We're not going to hit you. That was respect. We had respect.
So pretty interesting in, in the context of right now. John Harold, he says, if you want proof that we're currently witnessing a psyop, remember that Trump disclosed in 2024 about Iran giving him a heads up of their, quote, retaliation so that they wouldn't kill any American troops. This conflict is an exposure op. So that is what we believe it is. I'll elaborate on a little bit. But let's watch. I got two more. So this is Jeffrey Sachs talking, and he's going to lay out some really important stuff, mainly that people like my audience will already know. But what is significant is how strong his words are and the fact that Donald Trump retruthed it. So before we get to that, let's read this. Never forget, Trump posted a video explaining that all the endless wars in Iraq and Syria, etc., came from Netanyahu. Netanyahu, quote, is still trying to get us to fight Iran to this day. Nothing is what it seems Trump knows. So here, this is a screen recording of Trump's Truth Social, where he has reposted this video. And let's play it.
Mass destruction. They actually the war in Syria. And you may actually hear from grown-up reporters who are lying through their teeth or ignorant beyond imagining that, oh, the war in Syria, yes, Russia intervened in Syria. Well, do you know that that Obama tasked the CIA to overthrow the Syrian government starting 4 years before Russia intervened? What kind of nonsense is that? And how many times did the New York Times report on Operation Timber Sycamore, which was a presidential order to the CIA to overthrow Bashar al-Assad? 3 times in 10 years. This is not democracy. This is a game. And it's a game of narrative. Why did the U.S. invade Iraq in 2003? Well, first of all, it was completely phony pretenses. It wasn't, oh, we were so wrong, they didn't have weapons of mass destruction. They actually did focus groups in the fall of 2002 to find out what would sell that war to the American people. Abe Schultze, if you want to know the name of the PR genius. They did focus groups on the war. They wanted the war all the time. They had to figure out how to sell the war to the American people, how to scare the shit out of the American people. It was a phony war. Where did that war come from? You know what? It's quite surprising. That war came from Netanyahu, actually. You know that? It's weird. And the way it is that Netanyahu had from 1995 onward the theory that the only way we're going to get rid of Hamas and Hezbollah is by toppling the governments that support them. That's Iraq, Syria, and Iran. And the guy's nothing if not obsessive. And he's still trying to get us to fight Iran this day, this week. He's a deep, dark son of a bitch, sorry to tell you. Because he's gotten us into endless wars, and because of the power of all of this in the U.S. politics, he's gotten his way. But that war was totally phony. So what is this democracy versus dictatorship? Come on. These are not even sensible terms.
Okay, so Trump retruthed that. He co-signed that. And let's look at what the text here says, if it's interesting. Yeah, it's basically just a couple of quotes from it.
The war in Syria. And you may actually
so, that's one thing. There's also Il Donald Trumpo. I kind of half jokingly said, part of me loves the idea that this is him. He was asked by a reporter, "Are you Pappy Trumpo?" And he said, "Yes, it appears that I am," or something like that. And certainly, if it's not him, somebody that, if I was a president, I might say it is me if it's me. I probably wouldn't say it's me if it's not me. Somebody else could just say whatever on there. Giovanni Mortimer Sex. All right, so here's another one. This is just a mashup of Trump talking in 2016 and Netanyahu. And, people have to say, like, what happened to the 2016 Trump, et cetera, et cetera. Well, it's a different situation, maybe different rhetoric, but tell me if you think he could have, my buddy thinks he might be blackmailed or something, and I'm just like, hey, listen, just hang in there, because we're not at war yet, and if Iran and Trump, the Trump admin, have a prior arrangement, which is what I believe, then we're not actually in danger of going to war.
They lied. Okay. They said
Saddam is seeking and is working and is advancing towards the development of nuclear weapons. No question whatsoever.
they lied. Okay. They said there were weapons of mass destruction. There were none, and they knew there were none. There were no weapons of mass destruction.
All right.
No question whatsoever.
Look, bottom line, there were no weapons of mass destruction. They said there are weapons of mass destruction.
If you take out Saddam, I guarantee you that it will have enormous positive reverberations on the region.
Going into Iraq may have been the worst decision anybody has made, any president has made in the history of this country. That's how bad it is, okay?
We should have never been in Iraq.
I guarantee you, no question whatsoever.
They lied. Okay. They said
Saddam.
Donaldo McBurger Stanchion. These are some Kino names. They are eating the pets. They're eating the dogs. Exactly. You get it. This guy gets it. Yeah. So, all right. So, you know, I'm not going to like relitigate all of Q. But you know, my timeline is Cag Drogo versus Groypers every day. It's this guy, me and him being like JQ oriented, anti-Israel, anti-Jewish power, pro-Christ Q-tards, and the Groypers yelling at us. And you know, it's the fight. And the thing is, the Groypers, for a second, let's give it one a second. Let me give one too. Now, you know, we could have been psyoped. It's possible that we were psyoped. I don't think I'm above being psyoped. I was psyoped about most things for most of my life. Figured out, I think, most of the important ones. But we could be psyoped. Well, we're gonna see. And I think that like Nick's analysis plays an extremely important role because the Q stuff, this Q situation is confusing. Like, Q is a psyop. But it's like, from our perspective, it's a psyop with a real military operation within it to do real things, which is like expose Israel as the third column and all these Satanists and like get people locked up and put in prison and stuff. So, you know, that is all complex and confusing, and Nick can lay out, like, here's how Israel has been manipulating us, which is totally real. Like, there's nothing that's not real about that. And it appears that our president, you know, even this beloved, like, strong-willed, you know, kind of not a puppet, but, like, at least not a typical puppet, you know, a willful, charismatic leader, even he is very susceptible to be dragged into a war, to be blackmailed, to be manipulated. And we're watching it happen. And like, the analysis is correct. The thing is, if we're right, then this is all anticipated. And this was planned ahead. And it kind of would be dumb not to. Like, if Nick could predict this 2 years ago, I guess people have this idea that, like, just what we see in terms of like who is around Trump and like where Trump gets his ideas. Bro, where do you get your ideas from? I think Benny in the shower. You know, like people have that idea. It's just he's just still a normal guy. Like, no, he has military intelligence people that are telling him stuff. Pretty sure he knew that, like, if Nick could have predicted this 2 years ago, I'm pretty sure he could have predicted, like, Israel is going to try to get us into World War III. And I feel like the correct response from somebody would be like, cool, let's set him up, you know? And it'd be like, okay, hey, Khomeini, check this out. Israel's going to try to get us to go to war with each other, aren't they? And he's like, yeah, they are. Let's mess with them. You know, like, let's let them think that they're going to do it. And then let's make them, we'll expose the evil bastards. Like, if that's as simple as that. Like, if Trump explained that, and you're Khomeini, are you not going to be like, hell yeah? Aren't you? And so then it's like, okay, well, you know, what guarantees do I have for my security? What if, what's going to prevent this from going this far? Blah, blah, blah. So there has to be a little bit of a plan. But it's like, hey, Iran, why do you hate America so much again? Because you support Israel and their, genocidal maniacs. Word. What if we hate them too? What if we also hate them and they're controlling us and we everything? And what if we set them up together? And then it's a meme with the like hands. It's really not that far fetched at all. Like that's what people always say. Like, 5D chess, bro. Yeah, Trump has everything in control. It's 5D chess, bro. Like making fun of us. Like there are people that sound that dumb. Of course, there are like very Q-tards. There's so many of them, dude. They drive me. Don't even get me started on that, dude. This clip that I posted and edited is 17 seconds long, and I put a Q in place of the O, and the freaking, you guys know. But like, it's not even. I'm not even talking about anything that complicated at all. Just like, hey. You guys know how you hate us because you hate Israel? Check this out. We hate him too. You do? Yeah. What if we pretend to let them drag us into a war, but then at the last minute we expose them for being evil and trying to start World War III? Well, how do I know I can trust you? Well, you don't, but the worst comes to worst, we just end up back to where we started. Yeah, that's true. Here's like a really cool here's a gold whatever Trump would do. Here's a gold golf club, And they're like, damn. This golf club is lit. Here's a gold oil drum. So that's basically it. It's not that complicated. Just like tune out all the other shit. It's pretty obvious. People really want to convince me, dude, that's great. That's so much cope, bro. That's so much cope that Donald Trump would have anticipated something that other people anticipated and would try to do anything besides just... All right, you guys get the point. Yeah, man. Follow this guy, okay? I don't care if he sounds stupid to you. He works way harder at this than me. All right. He follows me too. So that's how we are muches. Whatever the dumb term is. Okay. All right. Well, they're already bombing each other though. Yeah, but like they're not bombing us, and like Iran is I mean, I don't see like, okay, as long as we don't get roped into it and there's a plan, what's the problem? Like, two countries that kind of hate us getting bombed. But if you're saying like, why would they agree to a deal where they get bombed? Well, like, how do you do this otherwise? Like, how do you expose Israel for trying to start World War III if like they don't try to start, you know what I mean? Like they have to try to provoke it. I don't know. I mean, it would be honorable of Iran to be willing to like take some hits. And I think given their hatred of Israel, I think they would absolutely be willing. We make the missiles, we're already all in. I mean, but right, it's because there's this long relationship here, but that doesn't prevent the conversation that doesn't prevent America and Iran from working something. It's like we can go back to being adversaries afterwards, but without like without Israel manipulating both sides all the time. Anyone would want that. Like, if I had a age-old feud with my neighbor, and that was like, it was real, it was legit. You know, we were fighting each other for a long time. I overthrew their government. You know, they kidnapped some of my people, and then there's this other family infiltrating both sides and pretending to be our friend and backstabbing us and manipulating, trying to get us to fight each other more, trying to get us to like destroy each other for their benefit and all that stuff. I can make a temporary agreement with that other family, like, hey, why don't we work together for like 5 minutes and get rid of these assholes, and then we can go back to fighting, you know? From their point of view, assuming there's a deal, a bunch of countries just got taken out, regime change. Right, well, they're not going to trust us, but like I said, it's like, well, what if I can't trust, what if you're lying? Well, then we'll be right back where we started. And you say, like, well, I tell you what, we're not asking you to act differently than you would normally act. Like, we guarantee that this red line will not be crossed. If this red line gets crossed, then the deal's off, and you can, you know, you can bomb us or whatever. What's up, Chunky? But as long as, and that red line could be like something that really matters. And say, listen, Israel's going to bomb you. You guys bomb them back. They're going to try to false flag us or something into World War III. And then the world will see. I don't know. We'll find out, man. We'll find out. We could argue to the end of time. We've been friendly. We've been arguing about this for what, like 3 years? So, yeah, Chunky, I'm about out of here, though. That's going to be worth a replay. I was yelling and totally crashing out about Boomer at my bar. That was probably the highlight. And it looks like it's just happening like it always does. Sure. You wish I was right. Bro, wait and see, nigga. Trump has been consistent on Iran not having nuclear weapons. Iran has no nuclear weapons. That's so true. They don't have any. They weren't even trying to get them more than usual. This is interesting. This is very inflammatory rhetoric, but it's very Trump. Reminds me, my buddy was calling me, or he was texting me, like, bro, it's over. It looks terrible. World War III is happening. It's over. They got to Trump. It's over, bro. I'm always talking down people from a ledge. It's part of my life. I'm bartending. I'm talking down from people from ledges. My chiropractor is calling me. And he shared this. We know exactly where the so-called supreme leader is hiding. He is an easy target, but is safe there. We are not going to take him out, kill, at least not for now. But we don't want missiles shot at civilians or American soldiers. Our patience is wearing thin. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I kind of want our president to scare Iran away from the idea of a mass casualty event on Americans. Can appreciate not having somebody that thinks they could talk them out of it. Like, you know, if we had like Obama, I haven't done an Obama impression in a while. Oh, let me be perfectly clear. Iran, if you bomb our people, then we are going to have a difficult conversation. Yeah. This guy's like, we got you in the crosshairs right now, nigga. We will kill you. Yeah. What did Biden do? How does Biden talk? I don't know if I can do a Biden right now. Supreme Leader Khomeini. Yeah, I can't remember what he sounds like. Anyway, yeah, my buddy sent me this and suggested ominously, he didn't explain himself, a different friend that was mentioned before, didn't explain himself. He said he's not talking about the supreme leader of Iran. Wink, nudge. I don't know what he meant. I guess he... That would be interesting. I mean, if he's talking about... I don't know. Big Bird? Trillions later, millions of lives. They need our prayers for real. That much is true. I mean, we definitely need to pray, because we don't know, even if everything that, the best version of Q is happening, we don't know that, God will be like, nope. So yeah, we got to pray for sure. All right. We'll play this clip. This is that comedian. I can't remember his name. He didn't get, Ben Bankus. Ben Bankus, the obese Canadian.
There really is nothing like a library. You just want to come to a library. Maybe you want to take out the Mein Kampf. Maybe you want to take out the Huckleberry Finn or Catcher in a Rye. Or maybe you're just a homeless person who want to get the internet access to watch a Jewish-made pornographer. Either way, we are giving $100 million to the library so they can buy the most up-to-date book about Marxism and communism. There really is nothing right.
Probably funnier if you have the unfortunate situation of this being your actual mayor. Imagine being Canadian and your mayor is a communist Chinese lady. That would be not fun. Friendly, shut up. Okay? People die all the time. People die every day. All right? People die of old age. People die of AIDS. People get by cars. People die of, don't be gay. Okay? This is international war and espionage and trying to out-Jewish trick the Jewish tricks. This is dangerous stuff. Okay? This is not for the faint of heart. All right? Get sentimental on me, Friendly. I know I'm messing with you. What are we going to do, man? People are going to die. We got to make the best of it. All right, God bless you guys. I love